In Bahamas, we stayed at Riu Palace on Paradise Island. It's an all-inclusive resort, food and drinks. It's all included. The rooms are very spacious, and each room has mini bar where you can just have your drinks from the tap. It also has a refrigerator that's stacked with sodas and water. All are complimentary, and you have 24/7 room service. If you want, if you're hungry, you can order through the app and they will deliver it to your room. They have also multiple restaurants on site. There are a couple of them are buffets, and where you can just walk in. They have specific times for lunch, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But buffets, you do not have to make reservations. But there are especially restaurants if you want to have a sit-down lunch and dinner, have a good time. You have to make a reservation ahead of time through the Rio app, which I highly recommend downloading it. That's how you control everything. They also have a coffee bar where you can also get snack bites, and they have two large pools with bars associated with it. You can drinks from there. The beach, they provide all the furniture. So you just go and relax there. Umbrellas, everything is provided. They have 24/7 security, so it's very safe, and Nassau downtown is not too far away. They will get the taxis for you.
How you doing now?
Good?
Yeah.
One of the attractions of Nassau, Bahamas downtown is the straw market. It's on Bay Street, right off the cruise terminal, and where you get homemade Bahamian crafts, gifts, souvenirs, and items that are hand woven straw hats, bags, mats, dolls, conch shell jewelry, wood carvings. There's one separate section for the wood carvings, and they're very reasonable prices. You definitely suggest bargaining. John Watling's Distillery is home to the John Watling's rum, the spirit of the Bahamas. It offers complimentary tours at its home, the Buena Vista Estate. It's in downtown Nassau. We also visited the famous the GRAYCLIFF company, cigar company. The history of it is in 1740, the mansion was originally built by the Captain John Howard Gray Smith, who was a famous pirate in the Caribbean. Now they make 5 different kinds of cigars on site. They have live demonstration. They are making the cigars there. There's also a wall where you can write your name, and of course you definitely can buy cigars there. They also have a kind of a lounge where you can sit and taste all different kinds of cigars. addition to the cigar factory, they also have a chocolate factory. Quite a contrast. They make all different kinds of chocolates, and they also provide lessons. They have classes that you can choose from to take a lesson. And the third one is obviously the moonshine, the Graycliff Cliff moonshine, which is adjacent to the chocolate factory. You can definitely go and buy. We bought a jar and we took it to the hotel and had it at night. Definitely, you get three different kinds of experience in one place. The Queen's Staircase is a 66-step walkway carved out of solid limestone by about 600 slaves between 1793 and 1794 to provide an escape route from the fort above. It is one of the landmarks of Nassau, and it's situated in the Fort Finn Castle historic complex. It also commemorates the 65-year reign of Queen Victoria, who signed a declaration to abolish slavery upon her ascension to the throne in 1837. The staircase is named after her.
Yes, so this is the island caves, folks, which dates back to thousands of years ago, and it was carved out naturally by the ocean's erosion. So what the ocean was doing was, for years and years, it would clash against this limestone rock until eventually we're seeding. Watch your head, watch your step. Yes, so those are the bats right there.
You should do video.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my flashlight, I don't know, somebody must have moved it
No,
up.
we don't want to do that. We can see.
But if you can't see the bats, let me see if I can make them fly around for you. They're not gonna come close to us, all right? Watch. Yeah, so they fly around like that because they think you're some sort of predator. Yeah, not like P. Diddy, but like a snake. You know, those bats, they don't really have much predatory animals hunting them down though, because there's not a lot of snakes on the island. In fact, you could actually see the back wall from right here, so it doesn't go on forever and ever.
Very different experience. Usually, if there is bat in the cave, they don't let you go in.
Yeah, because that's mostly like bats with rabies and stuff. These bats, they don't really carry the rabies gene, so.
There's a little.
Bahamas in 1838. So that's why
Nassau, Bahamas has some forts, a few forts, but Fort Charlotte is the largest one of them in New Providence, about 100 acres. It's located 1 mile west of downtown Nassau off West Bay Street. It sits on a hill overlooking the harbor, and also you can get a good, nice view of the Paradise Island from here. It was built in 1788 by Lord Dunmore. The fort was named after the wife of King George III, Queen Saharia Charlotte. The fort has a moat and also has dungeons, underground passages, It had about 42 cannons, though I saw a few, not 42. There's some of them you will definitely see in this video, but they were never fired because this fort was never involved in any war. There's an underground passage to escape to the harbor in case they get defeated, and there are quarters where the soldiers used to live. Quarters there where they stored their the gunpowder and mortar, and also there is a well we saw that was for drinking water. It was about 60 feet deep. It's covered right now, but I could see there was some water you could see on the bottom. It definitely suggests visiting this fort. There's history involved, and you definitely can also see the cannons that are in the fort. There's some souvenir shops in front of the fort, so if you want to buy something.
You take the bucket, pull it up, and we still do that. Soldiers here talk about as well. This is one of the slaves who transitioned into the soldier lifestyle to escape slavery. This was a higher ranking officer, 1, 2, 3 stripes is on his arm. He also had a red overcoat with a medal. So that's how I know that he was a higher ranking officer. But he was once upon a time a slave, transitioned into the soldier lifestyle for isolation of slaves, and basically like a punishment chamber. Yeah, so not so beautiful history there. But we have another room, just a few more rooms. And you can see the stilts in the walls, in the roof, still. Those would hold the bamboo bunk beds. And the bunk beds would stack 3 high. You have 3 men sleeping in one bunk bed. Now the difference between a soldier and a slave is that the slave soldiers made a wage, 50 cents per day, or half a dollar per day. And they would have to count this amount of rock right here. 71 and a quarter days. That is just how much rock those men would count in one day, and that took 2 men with this tool. This hand tool right here was the saw, and 2 men would count that amount of rock in one day. Blacksmith, Sam Plum. Yeah, carving this side. They did it all by hand. So you see all in the wall, you have some cutouts in the wall. That's also for the bamboo bunk beds as well. There are more. 37 days for the bamboo bunk beds in the roof, or the holes for the stilts. And then we also have another depiction of some soldiers. If you look in the corner there, you will see a lower ranking officer. This one, I can tell he's a lower ranking officer because unlike the other guy, he has 1 stripe on his arm, no red overcoat, and they didn't even give him a firearm, just a microphone. I don't know what he's gonna do with that. But this is the officer in charge of all of the British West India Regiment, which is what those slave soldiers were known as, the West India Regiment, that was formed back in 1795, and these men were placed in charge by the Lord Proprietors. The Lord Proprietors such as Lord Dunham, who we saw. So he would have been one of the officers in charge of those men and responsible for appointing whoever he saw fit to be a soldier. It's known as the gunpowder storage, because if you're possibly preparing for war, you're gonna need gunpowder. You're also gonna need somewhere to store it. And this was the perfect storage facility up until they realized that some of their gunpowder was getting wet. So they ended up moving their gunpowder out of this room. Another reason they moved it is because, well, kerosene lamps, they don't go hand in hand with gunpowder. So because they were using kerosene lamps, they realized that they could possibly end up blowing up the entire place if they accidentally made the wrong move. So they moved the gunpowder before any of that happened, and they ended up storing it in front of the premises now.